Boom. Set that up. If one of you guys could check the what am I trying to say here? Oop, that's not what I wanted to do.
You want me to post the link in the?
Yeah, I posted the link. If you could just check to make sure that the Twitch is working.
Right on.
Oh, okay. I think it is.
Right up there.
There you go.
And not lagging, hopefully. Everything should be good here, though.
Oh yeah, you look good, dude. You look good.
Yes.
Stream looks good.
All right, all right, perfect. That's what I'm talking about. None of this lag business that happened last time. I'm still salty about that.
All right, I'm sorry to break your heart right now, but it is a little bit laggy here.
Oh, is it? No.
But it should be that it might be on my end. I gotta say.
Mike, is it laggy on your end?
No, do like a complicated series of hand gestures and talk at the same time.
We're gonna do the Macarena real quick, just like. I think I just did it backwards, but as long as the audio is good.
What you're doing, that's the Brazil. You're doing the Brazilian Macarena, the Southern Hemisphere.
The Lord of the Rings Macarena.
That was fine for me, man. That was fine for me, honestly.
Okay, my system says my system says we're doing good, so I'm gonna just trust that for a second here. Let's just take a peek at it.
It's podcasting time, baby. We're podcasting.
Let's do it. All right, so MUME Talk 7, here we are.
Here we are.
We got a whole bunch of new changes in the game, which dropped over last week. I can't believe how many updates they just dropped. We got Kazagrin, our newest guest here. So we're going to start with some quick introductions. So we're going to start off with our guest here. So Kazagrin is probably one of the newest additions to the MUME family. You've got I guess your highest level character is Kazagrin still, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. And you started a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, at most, I think. It's 2 weeks, I guess.
2 weeks? Yeah, and I've seen you on log in pretty consistently this whole time.
Sweet.
And I think you're level, still 11? Or
Yeah.
You have two characters now. You've got Dahar and Kazagrin.
Yeah, yes. The Dwarven Warrior, Kazagrin, it's my main character. It's 11. And it's getting up there. It's a scout that I made to kind of explore a little bit, get to know the system and how the classes work and all that.
Yeah.
I also have a little wizard, but I don't play him a whole lot right now.
What?
Seems complicated.
Yeah, it's pretty complicated, man. But yeah, if you want to tell yourself, introduce yourself a little bit before we get rolling.
Yeah, sure. I don't know, man.
Yeah, Peter does this every time.
I know, just put you on the spot.
He drops this intro bomb on us every time. He's like,
okay, introduce yourself. Okay, all right, man.
But so, what's your name?
I started playing pretty recently. I got into MUME. Let's start with that because of the vids that you guys posted.
Hey, we're honored.
Yes, baby. Yes. Yes.
That's awesome.
I started watching the video because the UI kind of got my attention, and
the
video was tagged as Dwarf Fortress for some reason, and I was
we're hacking, dude. We're hacking. We're attempting to hack the Dwarf Fortress hive mind and infiltrate them stealthily.
So it is a good thing, though.
We got to just
start about storytelling and all that, and emergent storytelling, and it's a good crowd. But that's what kind of caught my eye, and I was sitting wondering, this is not Dwarf Fortress at all. What is this?
A keen observation.
And then I got the top bar on the mapper had Arda on it, and that what gave me the real tip. So
there we go.
all right, so it's Lord of the Rings related. Okay, cool. Let me check it out, and that led me to the MUME page, and I tried the tutorial on the web client itself, I think. And I got instantly hooked, man.
Awesome, dude. Welcome.
Yeah,
absolutely. Mud? Is this your first mud? Have you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I mean,
blows my
I was
mind.
familiar with the concept of text games. That's okay. I even built simple ones when I was studying some programming. But the online version of that really blew my mind, and it was quite amazing, actually. It was
welcome,
a great
bro.
experience.
Absolutely.
Well, we're stoked to have you, man. Awesome.
Absolutely. I've been meaning to get a newbie on for a while, so like that was perfect timing that you showing up.
Awesome, man.
But before we get into other things, just a quick introduction for the rest of the hosts. So Mike and Nick.
Yeah, I'm Mike. I've decided I'm in the MUME sphere. I'm just going to go by Taryn because there's so many Mikes already, and we're basically tough to tell apart, except when we're PKing, in which case I'm very easy to single out. No, yeah, Mike play Taryn. I play I'm in America West Coast, so I play late American hours. But yeah,
Nick.
I'm Nick. I am probably best known as Dent. I'm also on the West Coast. I'm just north of. I'm here in Oregon. I think Mike's down there in Cali.
That's right.
Yeah. So
West Coasters.
Yeah. So there you go. That's my introduction. I'm Dent.
The awkward intro.
If you want to hear more,
it was better than mine.
Previous episodes. So
Yeah,
Exactly.
But hey, I want to warp speed us first because there's been a huge change to the game. I think we're going to think about this change will be kind of the demarcation point between the first 30 years of MUME and the second 30 years of
Old
MUME.
MUME and new MUME.
And that change, of course, we all know. It's the Hobbit store sub-race changes. That's it.
Game
Massive change. Completely, the game is never going to be the same.
Dude, it's a cool change though. It is
The fat hobbits got fatter. Bam! It's beautiful. I love it. I think it's a great change. I think it's a brilliant change. And I love it.
Their feet got tougher too, and like everything, it's all coming together, you know.
I love it. But my favorite thing is they buffed Rohirrim. Which with like very, very, very meaningful like PK buffs, like significantly increased mobility, significantly increased combat, and nobody said it. Like everyone's like, "Oh, good change." Nobody in the community, like everyone's like, "Oh yeah, makes sense, great change, love it." Okay, nobody, like none of like the Darky Power players complain, and then they literally make the fat hobbits fatter, and everyone is like, "Oh, outrage! This is outrageous! You're altering the balance of the game. You're ruining." Like you literally just fat hobbits. That's literally it. No, but I actually really liked the change. I thought it was well done, and I'm really excited about the next. Because I was actually wondering if they were maybe just gonna like sidestep and just do like one sub race feature for all hobbits and one for all elves, but seems like they're really going nuts.
They're getting granular with it. Economancy. That's harder to say than it should be. Economancy coming in here with saying he's always mad, which is fair enough. You know, you're always gonna rage a little bit.
If the stores are now fatter, I mean, you know, back in the day, people used to have whole Hobbit groups. They do Gloom, and of course, there's an area there where you'd normally have to have a bridge, but because if you fell down this chasm, you'd take so much damage you would die. But hobbits were so lightweight that they could just jump down the chasm. And I have to wonder if they're so fat now, do they bounce?
Maybe they're special model. Yeah,
you end up on level 2 as opposed to
special model. They should bounce.
Okay, bounce, yeah. But it's a beautiful change. The sub race changes continue just to steamroll.
I know, and they're going so fast too. It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. I really hope the next ones though are like maybe like some troll sub race changes. That'd be great. Or even Tarknar versus Augurs. Like obviously they're different right now as it is, but they should, like you can add more sub race changes to them.
Absolutely.
So I'm super excited to see what they do with that.
But of course, the big, Peter, you want to, honorary host, do you want to take us through two actual big, huge game-altering changes?
Yeah, there've been more changes than this, but the two that are just absolute game changers right now. Number one, rent. Rent was changed.
Yes.
You heard it here first, or probably not, but if you heard it here first, then... So, it's official. I don't know what the actual numbers on it are yet, but the current system that they have is essentially they drastically lowered the amount of rent you pay for the items that you are currently wearing or that you have equipped. Items that are still in your pack or in inventory still cost a fair bit, is what I'm understanding. But like if you just have a normal set and you don't have 50,000 scrolls, your rent should go way down, which is huge.
So they shift the cost basis away from the shit you used to play towards like banking, hoarding, which is beautiful, absolutely perfect. Huge change, massive change. Kudos. So
actually, before we even go on to anything else, Kazagrin, have you ever, as a newbie in your first couple of weeks, have you ever run into any rent problems, or is that something that's completely like not like has money never been an issue for you?
Right. Once, I guess, but that ties into the whole around breathe thing. But yeah, that was this time that I lost.
Wait, what happened to round breathe? What happened to round breathe?
Yeah, all right. My first PK experience happened. Which was eye-opening for sure.
Oh yeah, what happened?
I mean, being very simple about it, it was an epic clash that lasted about 1 second.
An epic 1 second clash.
In which I was stabbed in the back while I rested.
Yeah.
By my campfire.
Oh no. Like a BN or an orc?
It was a BN. I was just chilling after a fight with I was kind of XP running a little bit, like super chill. Mind my own business, think I'm good, I'm near Bree, nothing can happen to me. Then I killed a wolf and started resting on a little corner there of the forest. Then I guess I got distracted a little bit because it just popped up on the prompt that a grim man had arrived, and by the time I had reached for the keyboard, I was already dead.
Oh no!
I was a goner for sure.
Yeah, that's how it goes in the beginning. For sure.
That was it.
I wonder who it was. I wonder maybe they're in the chat. But yeah, dude,
that's a lucky kill there, because if I was paying attention, man.
Yeah, and so then you had some rent issues after that, just like because you took your gold, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it was mostly because I had no money, and I was kind of forced to keep playing and get some money to rent, because that was the first time I had any kind of worry about that, because I was like, dude, if I log right now, I'm kind of fucked.
Yeah, well, that's all right. So that's good to know that newbies or lowbie characters for the most part are pretty much in a good spot there. But the next big change, another huge game-breaking change. Mike, you want to take this away? If Mike's still in here.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Okay, the reroll change. Yes. This is a huge change. It's a little bit cryptic, like the news and the way it shows up in game. So I actually chatted with Jahara briefly to make sure I got it right. So I want to take everyone through it. This is a huge change. So basically, in the past, your ability to reroll was based on how long you were in retirement, which sucked because that means that if you wanted to reroll your character, you could not play them for a long time, like say a year, literally a real life year. They've changed that now in a big way, a very player forward way. I actually think it's probably bigger, maybe even bigger than the rent change, honestly, in terms of like fostering, kind of promoting ongoing fun. So basically now reroll is no longer based on how long you're in retirement. It's based on how long since your character last had a reroll. So let's say your character rerolled a long time ago. You've never retired him. You've been playing him steadily for years and years and years. If you passed the time limit, which I'll talk about in a second, then you have a reroll. You don't have to retire for a bazillion years. You have a reroll because that much time has passed. For me, I've got like 30 legends. Half of them I don't even play. All those characters that they're old characters. I've never rerolled them before, and therefore I now have a full reroll. So like half my guys have full rerolls available, which is in MUME terms, in terms of the laws of the MUME universe, is a huge change.
It's absolutely, and the best part about it is it doesn't de-incentivize you to play your character. So a lot of times, like you're like, maybe I should log in on this character or whatever. But then you see like, oh, I could get a reroll though in like a year, so maybe I won't. And right. That's great.
So that let me take you through the math, and I think I got this right. I confirmed it with Johara, but I'm pretty sure I have it right. So to reroll, you still have to retire for a month to actually use the reroll command, but it's just a month. It doesn't matter like whether you've been retired for 30 days or 300 days. That does not matter. Has no impact. It's the exact same. Mm-hmm. So you have to retire for a month to type reroll. Your eligibility to reroll at that point is based on how old the character is and when was your last reroll. So if the character, so you basically take the most recent event, the creation of the character or its last full reroll, whichever is more recent, and so long as that is older than say 4 years, is actually level dependent. So if you're very high level, it's a little bit longer, but don't worry about that.
It can be 8 years in the case of Dent.
Yeah,
right. So, reroll Dent.
It is 8 years.
Right. But so if the character is 4 years old, if you've got a legend who's sitting around, if the character is 4 years old or more, and you did not reroll him in the past, like when we got that one reroll a little while ago, then the odds are you have a reroll available to you. So like I said, I think I've got 30 legends, 35 legends. Mm-hmm. More than half of them now have a full reroll. So all I got to do is retire them, wait a month so I'm eligible to use the reroll command, and bam, full reroll can completely change, can completely redefine the character.
Kazagrin's over here. Kazagrin's over here like 35 legends. What the fuck?
yeah. This is sort of like this is
shit, brother.
We're taking you to the this is the methadone clinic here. We're the sad addicts here. But yeah, so it's cool. Like any past investment you made in the game, if you come back to it, odds are you can pick up and completely change that character, try out something new. Like I suspect every single person listening to this probably has at least one full reroll available to them on one character.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah,
100% would agree.
So it's a little bit complicated, and it's a little bit weird. Like like the character you're currently logged in as, you cannot see for them. You cannot see the stats, so it's a little bit weird. But like log in as somebody, and then type in account info and then one of your other character names, and then at the bottom of that they'll show you the stats, and you might see something like, let me just do it right now, account info Marilder. Yeah, so you'll see it's a little bit weird. He must retire to get a full reroll on September 28th. So before this change, I needed to retire this guy actually for 4 years. He had to sit in retirement for 4 years. But now, because I've never ever rerolled him, and because the character is more than 4 years old, he's instantly eligible for a full reroll so long as I just retire for 1 month. Mm-hmm. Which is amazing. The wording is a little bit weird. They might want to change the wording to be something like
that. I would say if you retire now, you can get a full reroll on insert date.
Yeah, something like eligible for a full reroll now, must retire. Or eligible for a free reroll now after retiring 30 days. Something to make it a little bit. It took me a while to figure it out. But
you explained that a lot better than I was trying to figure out what the change was because I saw it on the website, but I haven't logged in ages, so I was trying to figure out just from the help files, and it was
it's not clear.
Just clarified it. Well, you just cleared it up very, very distinctly. So I think I get it.
But it's a huge change. Mm-hmm. So all the everybody like me and Slaya, who's got like a bunch of shitty old characters banging
Emphasis
around,
on shitty.
Yeah, you can basically all full reroll all of them now, which is awesome. So it's going to bring a lot of new like we heard from interviewing Tim a couple weeks ago. Tim told us how when they gave rerolls in I think 2014 or whenever, he changed his characters, and that's how he was able to like try new PK strategies and really get into PK because of the reroll. So it's a very kind of fun game forward thing. It's a huge change. Really exciting.
Air.
So
it'll pair nicely with everything that's going on right now. Like again, the pace of the updates has been phenomenal. Just chef's kiss. But hey, we're forgetting another massive important change to the game. Another game-breaking change, which is that Curtin will no longer hide in the depths. Kurt.
I thought it was Cerdan,
Is it
dude.
Cerdan?
I thought it was
Cerdan?
No,
Cerdan.
it's neither what. No,
That-
it's Kirdan. It's Kirdan. I am the
Kirdan, all right,
Tolkien
so-
lore expert.
What?
It's Kirdan.
Oh,
It is
that-
we need a
Kirdan.
lore
Oh,
check. Lore
I
check.
have to
Lore
agree. I
check.
have to agree.
That-
It's actually.
Is it?
We got a multi-continental international
Okay.
the lore or
Damn.
international lore council. is
Damn,
way
shout out
down.
to-
I mean,
Damn.
That's freaking
you
American.
can think about Celebrimbor and how you say his name.
Oh. Well, that's a C. That's
You-
a
you
hard
said
C
it
right there.
It's a hard C. Yeah,
That's a hard
Celebrimbor.
C. Celebrimbor.
Here, Dan. Oh, I've been saying it wrong for 25 years.
Okay, let me pull my mic up, volume up a little bit. Is that better?
In our defense, we're Americans, so for example, we say like the Celtics instead of the Celtics, and
Right.
it would
Yeah, that's true.
Celtic is the.
Oh, there
correct
you go.
pronunciation.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, all right. So, but more importantly, that fucking elf is
That
no
bastard.
longer hiding from us in Grey Havens. So that's an awesome change right there. You can now yell to him. The time taken to recover missiles has been cut in half. I've experimented with that a little bit. Oh my god, such a beautiful quality of life change. Huge. Super
Oh,
happy about that.
That's so cool.
I know. Now you don't need to have like your crazy scripts to like recover your arrows.
You remember my not auto, but I'd hit R twice for like recover arrows,
Mm-hmm.
and it would be like get all arrows R dot all put all dot arrow quiver
Well,
get all
Yeah.
get all dot arrow
Yeah.
put all dot arrow quiver.
Yeah, to like get them from corpses and stuff, and just like and mercenaries now will respond to some of the stuff you tell them, so they're a little bit more like charmies now. You control them, which makes a lot of sense. And then there's some GMCP adjustments, so now you can do some stuff out of bandwidth. All amazing changes. Can't wait to play around with more of these, and hopefully they keep them coming. But yeah. Let's see here. We didn't go over the war at all. Just real quick. All right, here's a name. Here's a name for you. Ziranovsky. Ziranovsky is the number one the number one warlord on the.
you need to get back on your vocal coaching sessions.
Apparently,
I
dude.
think,
Tongue twisters over here.
You're holding the pod back. Then.
Freaking Russians. So he's on number one warlord on the west side, and then Lone Wolf, who we just fought Lone Wolf.
We had an epic battle with Lone Wolf yesterday, which we really enjoyed. So,
so much
we have no idea who he is. I
Freaking
would love
fast,
to know,
though.
but he's fast to shit, and he's very, very good. So shouts out Lone
Very
Wolf.
good player.
I watched that video last night, dude. It was fun. That was
Yeah.
like 30. It was 30 nonstop minutes.
I know. It was just like there was no like regenerating or pausing. We were just like going at it. Anyway, maybe you should send me that video and we can post it or something. Those are some of the big changes recently. What's going on in Arda? Super excited about that. But without further ado, let's get into some of this newbie stuff. That's what I'm thinking. All right, so you explained a little bit on how you found the game, which again is just mind blowing to me. Maybe that's the secret. We need to start advertising ourselves as another game. Like we're like, yeah, we're StarCraft 2, and then just that's not StarCraft 2. So when you first started it, you had account creation, and then you went into kind of the Gandalf dream sequence. How was that whole process for you? Like what were you immediately intrigued? Like at what point were you? Yeah, explain that a little bit.
Cool. I mean, I'm already a huge Tolkien nerd, so as I have proven briefly. I mean, I was more like into the whole storytelling aspect of the thing. I was like reading everything so carefully by the time I started the game, and it started really, really well. The sequence, like the intro. It's really cool, actually, because I wasn't expecting the end of it at all, man. Mm-hmm. I was just like, oh, that's cool. It's cool. Okay, so there's some weird dreams going on. This is probably gonna take my hand and take me just repeat some stuff here, learn like the real basics, and okay, let's go. And the knock on the door was like, all right, let's investigate this. And the pointy hat dude with the beard, man. That was a good choice, man. As soon as I read the description, I was like, "Oh, right. You better tell me what's up, my man." And that from then on, I mean, I was kind of already hooked, but that got me like by the balls and just sent me sprawling.
So like you really like that RP element to it, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I have a little bit of a background playing role playing in WoW. Actually,
Okay.
that's when I kind of, I mean, after being a tabletop RPG guy. I mean, on top of that,
Yeah.
so it kind of comes with me. Like I carry that a little bit, and the whole system of MUME was very encouraging. So my first 30 minutes of the game, I was like talking to the NPCs with whole sentences and stuff.
Yeah.
Like when I got to Black Hill and I had to talk to Maelton about Gandalf, I went full on. Hey Maelton, I heard we might have a friend in common. Does the name Gandalf ring a bell?
I love it.
I mean, I
Love
was
it.
full
Oh
on
man.
in the
Love
game.
that.
Oh man. MUME is not adequate for what Kazagrin demands here. Oh
Yeah,
man.
we need some more interactive NPCs.
Yeah, we got we got to do some
It was
natural
a-
language. We need to build a language model. Okay.
It was a me thing there. I got super immersed on the whole thing.
hmm
So it was really good. It was
And this was entirely
very
in the
interesting.
web client, the web UI.
I until I finished the intro, I guess it was, and then right after that, I started investigating clients, and
Right on.
I was already checking out what MUDs were in general and stuff like that. And I was investigating some stuff. Then I got Tintin, and that shit drove me crazy because it kept eating up my inputs.
It'll do
It'll
that.
it'll do that. Yeah. I mean,
God damn it! That was really frustrating for a while, and I was like, you know what? Mapper looks good. I love it. It's good for a newbie. I'll stick with it, and if I ever get to a point that I need something else, then so be it. Right now, I'm pretty happy.
yeah. Use Mudlet or Mush Client. Don't use Tintin unless you have to be in like the Linux console.
Unless you hate
Otherwise,
your
use
life,
Mudlet.
don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense.
Wait. So you're using Mapper though right now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The built-in client. The client's
Yeah.
built in there. Right on. Okay, great.
Yeah.
I've not even tried that out myself. I need to do that.
It's not
But,
bad. It's not bad. Plus,
So wait, so hold on.
I don't know a
Real
whole
fast.
lot, so to me, it's pretty good. And
Yeah, so-
aliases are working really well. The target alias that's Leia Goddess was. I've been using that quite a lot, actually.
you use the one that we posted in the Discord.
Yeah, the
I
in-game
love
one.
it.
Okay.
Dude, we should just default that into the like new characters should just have that set up.
I agree. Like,
Okay,
it's
amazing.
Like, did you find it helpful? Like, is that how you normally attack things, or do you normally type them out?
Oh yeah, no, it's really useful actually.
Love
I
it.
don't use it all the time, really, because sometimes it's just easier to go like
Yeah.
K-Snake or something like that
Mhm.
instead of go to the process. But yeah, I've been using it quite a lot, especially for if I'm on a dedicated hunt. Like I don't know, I'm on an area with wolves and I'm gonna hack them all up. I just target wolves
Love
and
it.
go to town.
Love it. So wait, so real quick, you did not know what a mud was before kind of stumbling across one of our
Not at all.
stealth videos. Amazing.
Dude,
Wow.
That blows
Yeah,
my mind.
That completely blows my mind.
It
Yeah.
was incredible. It was a nice, like, a really cool surprise. And I mean, one of the things that actually I think helped a lot too to get me really hooked was that the first time I was, like, I think it was the first time I logged using Mapper, that is, that I was in Black Hill kind of taking in everything that is MUME, just trying shit out, checking the shops and stuff. And one Hobbit got to me. It was like, hey, let's go on an adventure.
Oh,
And
yeah?
at first it was like, you know what? I just got here. I'm getting used to stuff. I'm not sure I'm gonna do this right now. I might rant soon. So, and the Hobbit, it was a Zoe. The name of the
Zoe.
Hobbit.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I think another character of this player is Mundo. I think. But anyway, it was Zoe in this case, and it was
Shout
like,
out Zoe.
Yeah.
Shouts out.
That's player
Awesome.
HUD. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. Huge. That dude's doing God's
Dude.
work right now.
that was awesome because he kind of pushed me a little bit. No, come on, man, it's gonna be quick.
Uh huh.
Then all right, I guess I'm gonna check it out. I
What'd you
mean,
guys
I'm on
do?
the game already. I gotta check it out. And then we just started running around like a little bit of southwest of Black Hill, killing some stuff. We chatted a little bit. I got some tips, like my first tips,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a really good experience. I got to know
Awesome.
everything a little bit better. I understood like the whole group combat better. It was a really good experience.
Yeah, like
it was
the whole, like,
it was awesome.
assisting
I just
and-
got here. I went to the adventure, like being guided through this. It was a little bit confusing because I didn't have the brief mode on either, so it was just like
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's
the
a
whole
that's a
thing, and it was Zoe that gave me the tips about all of that. So
so we,
shout out, Zoe, you helped me a whole lot, man.
So you're a great person to ask this because you really appreciated the whole like Lord of the Rings RP aspect of it when you first started. Would you say that you would have it would have been easier for you if we had brief/spam on by default, so you weren't getting like so you had less stuff to read, or was all that reading a good thing? Because I know Gandalf can be a little verbose as well.
No, I at the start was a good thing.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if this. I'm speaking for everyone here, but I was really like into it. I was reading every description of every room, like soaking in the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Love
I
it.
just
Yeah, I
went
love
to
the
brief mode after.
descriptions, man. It's
Okay.
beautifully
Yeah.
written. That's my favorite part of the game. Yeah,
It's got the whole Tolkien vibe for sure. It's like
yeah.
it's one of the Tolkien related content that it's like real Tolkien.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
love it. That's the best endorsement, dude. What an endorsement.
Real
You
talk.
know,
So
Yeah, if you
you know,
know what I mean.
some MUDs have kind of a hybrid mode where when you first enter a new room that you've never entered before, it shows you the full room description, and then after that, it'll show you just the room title.
That would be pretty
So
cool.
Oh,
they
that's
usually
kinda
have
smart.
like 3 settings, like always show room description, never show
Yep.
it, and then only show it on new rooms.
That would be awesome because
That is
it's
smart.
kind of like that. We could start walking around like when I started the adventure with Zoe there.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like walloped by a wall of text every time.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
Ton of
overwhelmed.
spam.
yeah.
I also think it'd be really cool if there was a way to copy aliases from one character to another. So say you create a new
There is.
character. It's
There is, yeah.
Is there?
Account import? Yeah, account import. Yeah.
I
It's
thought that
relatively
just
new.
imported. Is it new? Oh, okay.
They added aliases.
They
They added aliases. Yeah.
When was that done? Oh,
That was like a year
Not-
ago or more. That was
Yeah.
I must
Like
have-
in recent memory, like not.
I
like,
must have completely
is
missed that because I was like just thinking to myself they should really have something. I'm glad
Yeah.
they do. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I've been
You know-
adding the whole every alias by one every character.
Yeah. See, okay. Well, man. So what? So you know what? Okay. So there's a couple ideas. So one idea is maybe if you create a new character, and your previous character has a bunch of aliases, maybe when you log on, it's something like Gandalf tells you can import your aliases by doing like some hint like that, like maybe part of the hint system. But maybe I wonder, like I really like that hybrid idea that Nick's suggesting, where like
brilliant.
Right. Or we could even do it where like maybe like the 5th time you log on, or like the first time you log on after level 5, or I don't know, some type of threshold. Then it's like you log on, and then like Gandalf sends you a tell. Now that you're experienced adventurer, I'll disable room descriptions by default, but you can always see them by typing examine, or something kind of smart and adaptive like that.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's a brilliant idea, Nick.
Yeah.
I don't know how difficult that would be to implement, but I'm not a coder. So,
yeah, I don't know. I know this is actually something I really like about MUME now compared to most Diku based MUDs. They didn't really have a differentiation between look and examine it. And when you look on most MUDs, regardless of your settings, it'll show you the full description, which is highly irritating if you're blind and you don't want to read those extra lines. And I always liked that MUME respected that setting. So MUME in regards to that is very good, but it would be cool if we had a setting that we could do like change descriptions all, none, or we'd have to think of a word.
Yeah, discovered.
New. There you go.
Discovered. Yeah.
I like new. All yeah, or something like that. Yeah, that would be perfect.
So I gotta ask, man. When was your first death? What did you die to?
Oh, all right. Oh, come on. I was taking a trip to the Blue Mountains.
The mountain lions got you.
Yeah, you know how there's some mountain lions around there.
Oh yeah.
I'm going through the road, and I don't know. I just started fighting one, and I was like, okay, I think I can handle this. And then I thought about considering it actually, and by the time I was about to consider the thing, I took a bash to the face.
Oh
and
no! What level were you at that point?
I don't remember. I think it was about 5 or
Oh God.
6, maybe 8 tops.
Yeah,
But it wasn't pretty. Thankfully, there was someone there that could grab my corpse and take it to the Blue Mountains.
uh-huh. So,
Were you following the ranger at the time, or were you just kind of exploring, just using the map?
No, I had followed him once, but it was to the havens.
Ah, right.
So on my way to the Blue Mountains, I was like, yeah, I got this. I just gotta go there. I mean, we got a road, right? And yeah, that's how I learned.
yeah, I love it. That's how you start out on a great adventure. But yeah, so
Yeah, that would be funny if in The Hobbit, Bilbo gets murked by a mountain
mountain lion.
He just straight up
the whole Lord of the Rings
Instantly
cut short.
A big bird gets him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, is your max level still 11 at this point, or did you?
No, it's still 11.
Still 11?
I'm crawling up there now.
Gotcha. So, where have been in your vast MUME experience here? What have been like the most difficult parts for you specifically?
All right, that's kind of hard question.
That's what we do over here. We ask the tough questions.
Yeah, all right. I don't know, man. I kind of took to it kind of easily.
Yeah.
I was sold on the idea from the start, man. It's just like a matter of adapting to the whole thing. I mean, I read the help pages like profusely, and I really got into it. Like I was a little bit safe, yes, but
were you reading the help files in game or through the website?
both.
Okay, gotcha. Cool.
But,
Continue.
I guess I started in game, but then at some point I was curious about it and I wasn't playing, so I went to website. Nothing very special. I use both still.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think there was anything whole lot of difficult. I don't think like maybe just. Ooh, I think PKing things will be insane, but I didn't got there yet. So
yeah, you got a ways to go for that one. Well, actually, no, you're already there, man.
I'm still working on that. I'm still working on that myself. Yeah, I'm still hoping to get there.
Yeah, Mike and I we were PKing yesterday, and this was like our 30-minute little thing that we were talking about, and at the end of it, we were like debriefing like all this stuff that we did wrong. So
yeah, I mean, I guess one thing that it's kind of difficult was just getting really used to the fact that there's everything is coming at once and everything's stacked, so you got to be focused on like the moments, so to speak, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I at the start I used to get caught up on the text. Like I saw something and started reading it, and I kept reading it as it went up the screen, and I started missing out what was happening.
Yeah.
So that kind of adapting was not really tricky, but I needed some adapting. Like I gotta focus right here, bottom of the screen. I gotta read quickly and get an idea of what's happening right now. And if I have some time, I can actually focus on decipher what's.
I wonder if there's a way that we could manufacture that a little bit by like maybe so whatever line that just went through looks just normal, and the previous lines before that they have like a slight fade to them or something. I don't know, or maybe like they're slightly. I don't know. Maybe you could just distinguish a little bit of like this is current, this is past. You know.
You could probably do that in a client. I don't think there's anything really that MUME could do with the Telnet protocol to do that just through raw Telnet. You could probably do that through a client script.
Yeah, but it's not really a big deal, too. I mean, I don't think
you got used to it pretty quick.
As you progress, and you get, you might down the road feel the need for a standalone MUD client to go along with the map, and in that case, you'll be able to do things like create highlights that highlight certain lines. You can create text substitutions. So if you think a line is way too long, so for example, I have a substitution in my scripts that if I eat a bash, it'll, instead of saying such and such sends you sprawling with a powerful bash, my line just says you bashed by such and such. Like, it's not as poetic as
grammar is a suggestion,
but it yeah. Grammar is optional.
Oh damn.
Yeah, Nick, I was inspired by you,
problems
man.
on my end.
I've recently been working on similar stuff, and so what I did, it's like all like a lot of the combat messages. I've been compressing them down to like the absolute minimum amount of words. It really does help a lot. It makes a huge difference.
I wonder that might be something that you could also maybe that should be like everything went mute. I wonder if that's something that we could add to you know how we can change colors in brief mode and everything. I wonder if there was like basically spam mode. So, concise mode where it just shortens everything to like, okay, if you really need to focus, this is because there's a ton of specs. Like when you get a kill, there's like 4 lines of text, like, you know, like, oh, it's a chore to kill this monster, and you gain this much XP, or you gain this level, or you know, there's like a huge bunch of, because like they both had the rip and then the death cry message, and then so you get this spam of text where really you should just have like it died.
And there's 3 different types of death messages too. So and that depends on whether it's a player, whether it's a spirit, or whether it's a corporeal mob.
Yeah, I had a little talk with someone recently on one of those XP runs about actions, like when the person you're following on mounts start leading a horse, you do that instantly also. Like this, this kind of thing. That's useful.
I wonder, that would also be an easy thing to add to the game as well. Like if you're in a group following someone.
Yes, I've been saying for ages that MUME should really have auto lead and auto ride built in.
Which you can turn off. You can turn off, but that should be a default.
Yeah, absolutely. That would help a lot. It's a lot of the times kind of, as a noob, you get stuck, like, because people already know what's up, so they're kind of going through the motions and leading and riding, and sometimes you kind of break up the flow of the whole thing, you know, just like everyone's waiting for you to unmount or anything like that. It's not a big deal, but it can be a nuisance, I guess.
It sucks if everyone has that script and you're the only one without that script, and you're like, oh my god.
Probably.
Yeah, this is more on the PK side that happens later, but sometimes people have actions for like leading or dismounting, and they're not built very well. Like mine was terrible. But Echnomancy was saying sometimes like when the leader gets incapacitated, or not incapacitated. They have the dismount message, and so all the followers dismount too, which is not what they're supposed to do. Mine was so bad. Mine was literally like, if you see the text lead or ride, you lead or ride. So if an enemy was in the room and they started leading and riding, I would lead and ride with them. It was the most basic, bare bones. It was awful.
Mine was the reverse, because I kept track of who the leader was, and I would automatically set the leader when I followed someone, but then I had an alias to manually override who was set as leader, and only the leader, it would only do the leader, and it would keep track of whether the leader was currently riding or not. So if they fell off their mount, I wouldn't dismount when they fell off their mount. I'd continue riding, because I know a lot of people that have that trigger. If the leader zablams, however you want to pronounce that, all the followers will lead because they're triggering on that dismount message.
Yeah, it's brutal. The dragon reporting in. I guess that's Dagron. But yeah. Oh, this is some big news, by the way. So we're super happy to have Mike here today. We weren't sure if he was going to make it. Mike, you wanna say what's new? If he's in here. Maybe he's not. He might have had to step out for a second.
Sorry, I'm here. I'm here. Yeah. We had a little baby earlier this week, so my son was born.
Congrats to Mike!
Congrats, man!
Thank you.
Congrats, man!
He is fantastic. He's
got
beautiful.
A level 1.
He's immaculate. We're so excited, and he's with his grandparents are hogging him downstairs, so I could sneak on the pod for a little bit. But he's beautiful. Parenthood is amazing. Having children is amazing. I actively encourage and demand all of the nerds in the MUME community to have as many children as you can as soon as you can, because it's an amazing, wonderful experience.
Exactly.
I absolutely love being a dad.
And make them start playing MUME. There you go. That's the...
Yeah.
the big takeaway.
Foster a new generation.
So, Dahar, I think what's your current loadout? Like, what equipment are you using, man?
I mean, my main Kazagrin is sporting a classic dwarven loadout, heavy armor and axes all around. And the scout thing is pretty basic too. I haven't explored a whole lot of the equipment side of things. I've been on the basic side a little bit. Only Kazagrin I went with the hauberk.
A hauberk, okay.
But that's pretty much it. I think it's a hauberk and a helm, a pot helm, and a mighty dwarven axe that I got as a present.
Okay.
A glorious gift from Zoe on that adventure.
Yeah, I love it,
Zoe.
We're gonna hook up. Cool. We're gonna hook up Zoe. So whatever Zoe needs, we got you.
Yeah, I'd keep it like dearly, dear to my heart. I don't think I'll ever switch the axe until I get a better one, and I'll keep that one.
That's a legit.
Hopefully, I don't get PK'd and lose it somewhere.
And Mighty Dwarven Axe is one of the best XP weapons in the game.
Problems again.
You having audio problems? Yeah, Mighty Dwarven Axe is still one of the most powerful weapons in the game, and it's beautiful that it doesn't require an enchant or anything.
And it's best for dwarf because if you are a dwarf and you are on foot, so you're not riding, you get 5 extra OB points if you're wielding an axe. So on top of all the OB that axe gives you, you get 5 extra if you're a dwarf and on foot.
Which is amazing. Wait, what? Don't let Zed take it. We got Knack in the chat now as well. But yeah, so it looks like Kazagrin's having a couple audio issues right now, so we can we'll wait till he's back in the chat before we keep going with the newbie stuff.
He's an amazing guest. If we don't get him back, he's back.
Oh, you back in?
All right, there we go.
Awesome.
We keep.
I'm sorry about that, guys. Discord is kind of fucking with me.
That's fine. You should have been here for the last stream. It was terrible. I was like, what a disaster that was. But it's working now.
He's talking about my axe, man. I'll try to not let Zed take it, but I mean, if he finds me, I don't think I can do much.
It's all right, homie. We as many Mighty Dwarven axes as you need. We got you, dude.
Yeah.
We got you. Don't worry.
But yeah, so where have you been exploring recently?
I've been around Bream now. It's the farthest I went. Okay. I checked out the Blue Mountains a little bit, but I was kind of following the Maelstrom's directions to go to Bree, but after I got PK'd there, I got kind of worried.
Change your attitude?
Yeah, absolutely. Now I'm a lot more vigilant around Bree right now.
Yeah.
Have you explored up the lane to Fornost yet? So if you go north from that's a fairly safe area. I mean, sometimes dark side comes that far, but generally it's fairly safe.
Oh, cool. I'm on my list. I got word that it's, if not the best, one of the best warrior guilds around. So
it is the best, yeah.
All right.
Although as a dwarf,
it's on my list for sure.
Your dwarf guild in the lower levels of the Blue Mountains is also it's one of the best too, but the absolute best is there in Fornost.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's also, I think, Fornost is, if you're looking for rich story kind of filled places, Fornost is a really cool description zone. There's a lot of, because it's kind of like an abandoned, it's kind of like Osgiliath in a lot of respects. It's kind of like
cool.
Like half the city is invaded by like spirits and stuff. It's really cool. Highly recommend going and exploring there.
That's gonna be my next stop for sure.
So you've been mostly XPing in the Shire?
Yeah, around the Shire, and I think there's an elven village on the way. There's a little forest with werewolves on the side.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
I've been trying to solve those werewolves, but they're kind of a bitch.
Yeah, they totally are. You got vines.
So I'm going solo XP most of the time because I haven't been able to play like long stretches of time but I'm always logged in. I log in and I play a little bit and I log out. That's kind of my MUME day. So I just like go mini excursions on some sites and try to get some XP. But that place, man, that's giving me a hard time.
Yeah.
It's called a Dark Grove. They used to call it DG, but now for some reason everyone's calling the new zone DG. But the south of the road is easier at lower levels because it just has regular wolf mobs. It has a couple huge wolves, and it has 1 or 2 boars. The stuff north is where the werewolves and vines and stuff are.
Yeah, I've been around that area.
Higher
Like
levels.
the both forests, I've been trying to get some stuff around there. But sometimes I get kind of fucked up on the southern forest too, because sometimes it just gets swarmed, man, and you don't have a whole lot to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of wolves in there. There's a lot. Nuzo brings up a great question in the chat, actually. So you said you're getting a lot of your information from help files. When you get stuck, are you usually mostly like asking for help in game, or are you using like a guide or anything?
No, not guide at all. I mostly ask for stuff in game, or
Gotcha. Is that just because you couldn't find any guides, or?
I don't know, man. I don't think I ever looked for them, actually.
Okay, good.
I don't know.
I mean, the help thing before I started playing, reading the help files was already kind of a good setup, and then the quests around Tower Hill were very helpful too, to get to know
you like the quests?
How everything works, like how to lead and ride, settling and unsettling, the whole basic stuff. But it was even a good way to kind of get in grips with the system, because it's all very organic, so it's pretty cool.
Wait, I think you were the one. I'm pretty sure you messaged me at one point where there was I think there was a quest that involved like ponies or whatever, and you got a saddle from it. And you messaged me and you're like, I was on LSR at the time, and you messaged me and you're like, hey, like so I just got this saddle, but I want a pony. Can I take one of these ponies, or am I gonna get in trouble? And I'm like, I never occurred to me before that like the way that we have it right now, it's like you just steal ponies or horses from wherever, and like, you know, and the fact that like you're supposed to just kind of take a pony from this guy, never occurred to me that would probably be a little weird, you know, like he's not giving you
permission. I mean, it was funny
back in the old West, you get killed for stealing ponies. They were very valuable,
right? So it was funny because it was like the first quest around Tower Hills, like Black Hill. I was sent there to near the pony breeder for some reason, and then I talked to him, got his quest, and after the quest, he just like hands me a saddle and goes like, "Here, for you. You can use it if you want to be more comfortable while riding." And I was like, "Yeah, thanks, but I guess I'll just take it and put it on my backpack and
just carry around the saddle."
Did you discover that the saddle is also a container? You can put stuff in your saddle. Did you discover the saddle is also a container? You can put stuff in the saddle.
Oh, come on, man.
You're having some audio issues?
Audio message?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, guys, just hang on 1 sec real quick.
You're good. Yeah, when he gets back, I'd love to know what the kind of breakdown between him starting off with. I guess I'll just ask him when he comes back. So I'm not gonna explain it to you guys and then do it. Have you guys done the newbie quest or messed with Tower Hills very much recently?
I never messed with Tower Hills. I mean, I poked around it a little bit when it first came out, but I honestly didn't explore it much. I was one of the first people to figure out the ringleader. I wasn't the first, but I was one of the first. But apart from that, I didn't really mess around a lot with that zone.
I think he might be coming back here soon.
I did Tower Hills. I honestly found the quest a little spammy. There's like a lot going on.
Yeah.
And for me, thinking back to ancient days, to me, the Harland, the world of Harland was just so immersive to me, and almost just like walking around, I was just amazed at the depth and sort of detail and craft of the Harland environment. So to me, I always have kind of this very romanticized affinity for Harland. So, but I thought although I find the quest a little spammy in Tower Hills, I think the greater environment is really, really, really well done. A lot of good mobs, a lot of like new little mobs to fight, like new trophy entries. I mean, and some fun little stuff to explore. So I think it's very well done overall as a like somewhat safe, but gets progressively dangerous as you expand out. I think it's well executed there.
Agreed. So, Kazagrin, are you back in?
Yeah,
Awesome. So, yeah. So what we were gonna ask was like, what was your experience? So you got out of Gandalf, and then you immediately started doing some quests, right? At what point did you switch from quests to like XP? Like, where did you make that jump? To like going out and finding stuff just to kill it.
Yeah, I was hanging around Black Hills for a long time, so eventually I just ran out of quests really, and I was just on my way. I had the letter to Bree, but I took a long while to get there actually to make the trip. I was just hanging around. I'm not really sure actually. I was like a mix of not having a whole lot of quests to do right now and thinking that maybe I should be beefed up.
Get a couple extra levels under your belt, and then
Yeah, absolutely.
when you made the jump and now you're more on the XP side of things, are you still looking for quests to do, or are you like what are you kind of focusing on right now?
Oh, right now I guess I'm just XP running most of the time because I'm like I said I haven't been playing for long stretches of time really, so
Yeah.
I haven't had a whole lot of time to devise something to do. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've just been running around and trying to kill some stuff and not die in the process.
That's brutal.
Going up the levels, and then when I'm got enough levels, I might start trying some active PKing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But I'm
absolutely.
getting ready. I'm like it's intense.
Yeah. Did your so that first death, like you said that you saw it happen, like did your heart rate spike or anything, or you just like what was it like
I'm
when
sorry.
the, when the BN got you? Was that
Oh,
like
oh, that was, I just jumped off my chair.
yeah.
I was a little bit distracted on my with real life stuff for a
Uh-huh.
second, thinking I was fine resting,
Mm-hmm.
and just popped up on the screen like a green man in red, and I just jumped up. I was about to type stand and try to run, but
Mm-hmm. It's too
it
late.
was too fast. I couldn't really. It was just dude just showed up and I was dead. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't even process it.
Absolutely. Dude, even once you've been playing for a long time and you get into PK scene, like your hands will start sweating. Like it's hard to find a game that gives you as much of a rush as MUME does, um, as I think Mike and Nick can attest to.
Definitely agree. Definitely agree.
Yeah. um, I'm trying to think. I had a question though. Yeah, his character is Kazagrin. I don't know if anyone's run into him recently. Someone killed him recently, so someone's run
Yeah,
into him.
yeah. You might tell him your name so I can hunt you down too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the beef
There
has
we go.
started.
There we go. There
Hey,
we
Someday
go.
I will get you. Believe you me.
so there was a long time ago. There was this character called Vardamir, and Vardamir he's a phenomenal player. But he played at BN and he would terrorize pretty much everybody in the West, and especially he'd kill a lot of newbies. Anyway, there was this newbie a long time ago called War Tank, and he died to the BN, and he got so upset about it. He started like he basically made a meme. Basically, he said like he like narrated like Vardamir will pay, and everyone had experienced dying to Vardamir, so like people started like saying it and repeating it, and within like a day or two, it was shortened down to VWP. Vardamir will pay, and everyone like someone would spam it in narrate, and then like 50 people would also narrate it, and and yeah, this is your moment now. That BN will pay.
The dude was a menace. Dude,
Um,
I'll get there. I'll get there. It's a long way away, but your time will come.
I love it. What's the wait time on limited rerolls? So it looked like it was 6 months. So as long as I don't know, I think you have to be rented for 6 months. I'm not sure, or if it's 6 months since the last one. But
No, it's no. There's no. It's 6 months since the last limited reroll.
Gotcha.
You have to retire for a month to use it. You have to retire for a month to do any reroll, but so long as it's been 6 months since your last, you retire 1 month, bam, limited reroll. So there's no there's no benefit for retiring more than 30 days now ever. That's completely gone. Rerolls are entirely based on how much time since the last time you used one, or if it's a new character, how much time since the character was created. That's it. So you never have to be retired more than 30 days to do anything now.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, incredible. For people like myself who are not very good and just keep creating new characters, it's enabling me to spend even more of my life in the game. So it's a very sort of like addiction forward, pro addiction type.
This is what we want to hear. Pro addiction. No, all right. So Knack here, who is a phenomenal PKer, but he mostly plays on the dark side. He's wondering, Kazagrin, when will you switch over and become one of the evil races?
Oh man, as soon as I can.
Oh yeah, you want to do that?
This guy's an animal. I love it.
Yeah. Like I mean, when I started like reading about the game, I think the website tells you that you can be orcs and stuff. So I was already kind of, okay, that seems interesting. But then as I got like into it, I started like getting a little bit worried actually, because Darkies is supposed to be experienced players and it blocks you anyway. So I can't even make a Darkie right now. So as soon as I can, I'll probably make one.
Start with a troll. Trolls are like, in my opinion, they're the best Darkies to start with. They don't need equipment. I mean, it is real death. If you go in the sun, you zoop back down to level 1. So just avoid the sun. But in my experience, also, you get some of the most helpful people on troll who actually have more time to give you to help you, because there's more waiting on troll, because sometimes you have to wait for the sun to come up before you can move to the next spot. So there's a lot more socializing on troll, as well as it's just I highly recommend troll as your first Darkie.
It's so much fun. Variant just said that in the chat as well. But yeah, so would in an ideal world, would you have liked to be able to make an orc or a troll right off the bat? Do you think that would have been something that you would have had a ton of fun doing? Obviously, it's harder, and that's not going to change.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, man, because the way the whole game is set up, I'm not sure it'll be a good idea just to just go out on the Darkie side like without getting used to the whole thing first.
Well, so what
Unless,
if there was
like Darkies had like a tutorial area or something like that could be a little more chill, but I'm not sure if that's like the whole point of the thing.
Well,
you know what I mean?
So you mean like a safe area, or an area with like stuff that kind of explains what to do, kind of like Tower Hills, where a lot of quests and stuff.
Hills,
okay.
Vibes, like a place that
So
you could
hypothetically,
the game as a whole, as a newbie, without being like, hey man, let's fuck some shit up, and you probably die.
Yeah. So if there was a scenario where there was a kind of an evil Gandalf kind of intro, and then a bunch of kind of quests to kind of get you rolling, it would probably be pretty dangerous. Like, there's a good chance you would die within 10-15 minutes. But something like that you would be interested in?
I think absolutely. I think you actually said something in the veins of being an orc being pulled out of the muck that I thought it was pretty good.
Oh yeah, you'd have fun doing that.
That would be a cool situation, like Gandalf style, but dark side.
Yeah, no. He's was that your idea? Was that your idea, Peter? Where the new orc experience could be like when Saruman makes the orcs in the movie, and they're spawned or whatever. That whole thing.
Yeah, it was a hot take from it.
Really cool. Like,
yeah, it could just be fun.
Just I don't know, being pulled out of something. Like, you are now an orc, and here's a sword. go fuck some shit up.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the attitude.
And I go through it like a little bit, probably a scripted area that you maybe die in the end, like Gandalf, like just so you can get a little bit of get the hang of it a little bit. Maybe introducing some darky stuff that I have no idea what would be because never played it, but I'm not sure. But that's I think something around that. But I can't. I don't think I have like a whole idea about this because I never played darky, so I'm not sure like what entails it and how you would introduce like the troll mechanic and this if it would be how you do this anyway. But
well,
something like that. I like that idea.
When you get a chance to play Darky, I highly recommend it. At the very least, it's very atmospheric because, yeah, with like trolls, like I don't think there's a more silly group of players in the game than trolls. Like they get into because they have to spend a lot of time like hiding from the sun, so they'll like get into the silliest scenarios where there's a lot of RP to it too. So once you're on the evil side, you can do evil things like decapitating corpses and sticking the heads on poles and hanging like getting elf ears, all this fucked up shit.
And hang corpses, you can drain blood from them into your skin. You can do lots of really.
You can eat whole corpses as trolls.
Yeah, then you don't have to eat for like 2 or 3 days or something.
It's amazing.
It's awesome.
You can eat your equipment if you think you're going to die.
Holy shit! But I would. At which point we can go darky? I've seen it somewhere, but I already forgotten.
You know, I don't know what a new account sees in that aspect. I have no idea. Does anyone else know?
I think if you just say you're an experienced player, it'll let you create it. I think.
Oh, so you okay?
Yeah, it's just that. I think it's just a soft gate in the questionnaire. I think there's not a hard rule or something
with this actually.
Your first character limits you, I believe, as to what you can do, but after that, for all the characters after your first one, it'll just ask you like, are you an experienced player? Yes, no. You answer yes, and then it'll give you the extra options of all the races, and it lets you pick your own stats. Yeah,
so
my advice is
I don't think I had this option really. I'll have to check it out.
Oh, okay. So Nazgum actually recently released kind of on the Discord idea thread this new kind of interface that we could implement for the character creation, which was beautiful. And I think it makes a huge amount of sense to like, so right now saying I'm experienced or not experienced, you don't know what that means, you know, like obviously it means, you know, are you experienced or what, but like you don't know what the consequences of you choosing yes versus no is. So that should probably be at the very least below, like, you know, like orcs are an option, but they're for experienced players versus are you experienced? Okay, we're not even going to show you orcs then, you know, like that's kind of, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I like that better. I think it should just give you all the options and just say this for experienced players, you know, recommended for experienced players.
That's a good one.
So this is another question. So you said you found MUME through our videos, which were tagged with Dwarf Fortress.
Hell yeah! But we're gonna tag all kinds of shit on there.
Yeah,
we're gonna tag.
Which video was it? But
we're gonna do like makeup tutorials.
We're gonna tag Fortnite. Modern Warfare, Elden Ring, makeup tutorials, inspiration, Instagram,
unboxing,
troll makeup tutorials.
But what specific video was it that like keyed you into wanting to play the game? Like, was it one of these podcasts? Was it one of the like what part of the content drew you in?
Oh man, I can't really remember which video was it.
Was it actual gameplay though, or was it just us talking about things?
Was it us bullshitting or us dying?
I think it was a Battlecast actually.
It was a Battlecast. Oh,
right,
okay.
I think it was one of the Battlecasts.
Oh, all right.
I think that's why. That's actually what got me, because I was like, oh, that seems interesting, and then it didn't really compute like Dwarf Fortress and the Battlecast. It was like, what?
I love it.
Okay. So that's great to me because or like info for us because we've kind of been operating under the assumption that new players wouldn't be as interested in showing like the fast-paced PK stuff because they might not understand it so well. But I guess with Battle Pass, it slows it down a little bit and explains it, and like just maybe we were just completely wrong that people do want to see that. So maybe we should expand a little bit on that part.
Oh yeah, having like you pausing and explaining what's going on and why it's going on helps a whole lot for sure. Absolutely. I mean that the last one I watched, I was like, oh, all right, that makes sense. Like the whole prediction quake stuff. Because if that just flew by me on the screen, I would never understand what was going on.
That's great feedback. So we'll try pushing out some of that. Have you well, we don't have to get into all the channel stuff, but I'm running out of thought here.
Well, could I ask Kazagrin, what other games have you played? Have you really enjoyed playing? Like maybe just a little background on yourself as a gamer and like other, like if you're a Dwarf Fortress guy, do you think other Dwarf Fortress players would be into it? Like help us get a little window into your world, and do you think MUME would be like of interest or relevant to kind of gamers like you in your scene?
Oh, yeah. I mean, just to like, I guess I can sum it up real quick by I started as a kid with tabletop RPG, so that's kind of like the very start of the whole thing. And I don't know, every role-playing game I could play. I played like MMOs on the heyday. I played a bunch of them. Eventually, I got into WoW. That's the role-playing WoW got me hooked. And more recently, I got into roguelikes, like the traditional variety of roguelikes, the ASCII-based, turn-based kind of thing.
And can I ask what, like,
what
computer, what system do you use? Like, do you use Windows? Do you use Mac?
Windows.
Okay.
It's
okay, got it.
At the time, like, it's more of a habit, really, because when I was a kid, that's what we had, really, around here. Just stuck. I never got to explore any operating system kind of thing.
Right on.
So Echonomancy has a question for you. He's asking, did you play Angband?
Oh, I think I played like just a little bit, like I explored around it, but I never didn't got into it like for real. I played like most recently I've been playing like oh man. It was Cogmind. Is a good game, a good roguelike to be playing. Caves of Cud. I've played a little bit of the original Rogue too to get like a feel of what's up. But then when I got to Dwarf Fortress, I kind of stayed there a little bit.
Fair enough. I've seen a couple videos. I have no idea how to play it, but it seems like I imagine that's what MUME looks like to outsiders. Like I'm looking at it like, what is going on?
Yeah. Well, I mean, my impression of Dwarf Fortress is like the same way MUME is insanely deep on like a well-crafted, well-written world and like really, really, really deep, just sort of like flexibility and openness in terms of characters and crazy shit that can happen. Like MUME is an amazingly beautifully crafted emergent environment where like novel crazy shit happens all the time. Dwarf Fortress is like absolutely similar in terms of depth, but it's all simulation based. So you can like you can start it from scratch. You put in various parameters, and then it's like entirely like no two games are the same. It's one of the most sophisticated kind of like simulation type games.
It's huge too.
Ever.
Yeah, like the potential there for like crazy stories is amazing. Like, and the freedom that you have in the world to actually manipulate everything, like dig tunnels, like do the classic dwarven thing and drill like a whole anthill under a mountain, looking for precious stones, and then punching a hole that leads you to hell, and that kind of stuff.
So here's a question. So for MUME, now that you've done a bunch of quests and now you're kind of doing XP and stuff, would you want to do like mining type quests, or are you trying to get into like the war right now? Would you be interested in like a crafting system? Like what are the things that you would love to see, and start doing?
Yeah, actually, I never thought about crafting actually in MUME. I don't even know if that's a thing, because it could be, and I think it would be pretty cool.
It is at a very, very simple level. You can make rings of power, but which they're very difficult and very powerful, at least compared to most of the equipment that you have.
All right.
But that's probably a little bit down the road.
Yeah, I would say crafting in MUME is just it's in its infancy. Like there's some basic concepts like that, but it's not. It's untapped, and I think the leaders, the guy. So Kazagrin, there's a guy Rogon who's kind of the overall. He's the Gandalf of MUME.
He's Gandalf. I like
it. He's the architect who is designing and guiding. He's kind of like the big guy. And he has said he wants to maybe explore crafting or move in a crafting direction, but it's just not. Yeah, and Knack in the chat just said so. There's a thing called herb lores where you get. I'm sure you've seen herbs and maybe you've gathered and sold herbs for money in Tower Hills. Yeah, so you can mix powerful potions using those, which is it's maybe a little bit sadly it's like only a legend thing. One of my hot takes, one of these pods, my hot take will be that I think there should be just like role playing herb lores. Like you should just be able to make like cool shit just to sort of
like the pipe, like smoking moth, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Just like yeah.
Well,
yeah,
Mike,
just like
have you played with the casserole? Because there are a million different recipes that you can make with that casserole, and there's so much experimentation. Except I don't think you can buy them in the shop. You have to go to like Emin to grab one. But
yeah, I have tried, but I couldn't figure out any shit to make. Maybe I should give casserole another chance.
I have a whole file full of recipes of casserole.
Really? Oh, dude, you should post that. We should make a casserole episode. My wife's like,
a cooking episode.
I have to go make a podcast about a text-based cooking.
Julia Child's voiceover.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, so very very basic one is water and a magic mushroom makes a magic mushroom stew that actually has some effects when you eat it. I think it like increases your mana regen or something like that. But yeah, I mean, there's a ton of different ones.
Like what's the coolest thing? Anything crazy?
Oh, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. There's a bunch. There's like carrot. It's like carrot and meat and water. There's a few. The magic mushroom was my favorite because it was. I just like the idea of using a magic mushroom in water makes a delicious mushroom stew. that increases your mana.
Maybe I should give it another chance. Yeah, but I think I mean like you should be able to make stuff like a special pipe weed or just little stuff, even if it doesn't affect your character, just for fun. Just little fun role play stuff, just to like trivial stuff, but like maybe something that could like be they could do a quest around it, so a newbie could get a 5k XP for doing a quest, and just to start teaching them. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the last quest I don't think I finished it. It's the Herblore quest for the Blue Mountains.
Oh yeah, I forget what the dwarf's name is.
Nordry. Yeah.
This dude.
Yeah.
I was stuck for a good while on the Arda ring thing until someone looked at me and was, dude, it's in your finger.
Probably doesn't call it an Arda ring. It has the keyword Arda, but
that's a good
doesn't.
Point.
It just says was it just a ring, or
That is kind of confusing. Yeah. I think I made the same mistake actually. Now that I think back, I'm trying to remember. Like I think I remember being really confused about that.
But I was looking around for like a cool ring, and then the lamest ring was the one to go at.
Yeah. He's like, I want a piece of shit ring if you got it. Yeah. That herb lore is kind of a bust though, sadly, because it's the 6 ingredient lore, which is a lot, and then it weighs a ton. It's like 5 or 6 pounds in inventory, which is kind of that should be rebalanced, I think. But
well, also, so I was thinking about the crafting because with regards to Dwarf Fortress, that's kind of it's a simulator, but in a sense you're doing a lot of mining and building. It's kind of like a Sim Towery type thing, right?
I would say it's sim universe. I mean, you can do so much in it.
And realistically,
like a settlement simulation kind of thing.
Dwarf Fortress is a big game actually. They have a substantial amount of players. Having the ability for people to bridge that gap and kind of do similar-esque things where now you're mining some ore and now you're making something and like that kind of stuff. That actually might be really good for newbies specifically.
It could be cool, but I mean, I hesitate to say this, but I'm not sure crafting has like a huge place in MUME.
Oh, that's
the way things are.
That's good to know too.
But it could be like it could be fun to have like some stuff that you can make.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're just having too much fun killing shit right now, so who cares about that?
Oh yeah, I'm exploding like
getting killed by BNs
right now.
So.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anyway, so we're probably gonna have to. We got about 10 minutes left here. We're probably gonna have to wrap up before too long. But before we do that, we got to get into our hot takes segment, which always is a panic moment. We're like, oh crap, what hot take do I have? So, out of curiosity, does anyone have a prepared hot take?
I do. After last week's babble. After last week's babbling, I figured I probably should actually think of mine ahead of time.
Yeah, go for it.
So,
all right.
Yeah,
Well,
I actually got reminded of it earlier when we were talking about mercenaries and whatnot. Which I love the improvements to mercenaries, especially the idea of being able to make them flee so they don't get killed. Very nice. Something maybe might be a bit controversial. I don't know. I would like to have the keyword man be removed from mercenaries.
100% co-signed.
Yes,
co-signed.
yes.
Because whether you're a newbie or you're an experienced player, it is, especially now, because now mercenaries remember if you attack them, and then they then charge you more for their services, and eventually, if you keep attacking them, they won't work with you for a real life month, right? So my thing is have them keep the keyword mercenary, remove the keyword man, so that if you're rolling around, kill man, you don't accidentally hit mercenary. Because the problem is that after working with them for so long, I'm pretty good about not hitting man, but my followers, when they see like a BN or they see something like that, they hit man, and I'm like, God damn it!
That happens to me for sure.
Now I've just lost my mercenaries. So that's my thing. Remove keyword man from mercenaries.
Yeah, Echonomancy, to go along with that, it says, I physically cannot typo K-Elf and hit my own Wood Elf at this point.
Yeah.
It's brutal. Oh yeah, remove Orc from life.
Wait, but you're able to do Star Elf Star, so you should have the alias K to be Kill Star Elf Star. I mean, to that matter, most people should be doing Kill Star Man Star, but some people do just type Kill Man. And
well, it's all in the same vein. It's an easy accident to make with massive implications, especially on Puke's side, because you can accidentally fuck things up. Yeah, you haven't really gotten to this most likely, Kazagrin, but there's this thing called alignment. So if you're a very good model Western player, and have you come across this yet?
I heard about it.
Okay.
I know it's a thing. But
So
I haven't had
every zone has alignment. So like some zones are good aligned, some zones are neutral, some are evil aligned. And if your whatever your alignment is, if you're good, then you're more powerful in a good zone. And if you're evil, you're more powerful in an evil zone. But it also means if you're evil, you're weaker in a good zone, and vice versa. But when
good stuff will attack you.
Exactly. When you attack,
cool.
and you can lose alignment very quickly by accidentally attacking good things. So it's a common pain point where it's like you just accidentally quaked an elf or killed an elf.
It's good to know this. I'm on the point that's really good to know this stuff, so I won't make those mistakes.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's a great point though, Den. Anyone want to go next?
Yeah, I got a hot take. My hot take is I think leadership skill should be significantly reworked and just deepened. Like there should be like 70 pracs in leadership available. And the idea is, maybe like you put in 20 or 30 pracs, you get what it is today, but you can keep going and it just becomes a much bigger part of your game. And it actually people make a deliberate choice saying, I'm going to design this entire character around leadership. And like any like so many dice rolls in the game benefit from it there. Because I keep going back to what kind of what Peloy said last week about like they designed Dark Oath so that like it would increase your power, but you had to trade, like you make an intentional choice away from being a combo. So it's like, I'm going to be pure thief. Like I've thought like what could we do to like enhance playability without dramatically like destabilizing PK balance or just like making a bunch of people more just like being more combo. So I think like having the concept of leadership being very very deep and just like you move faster. Everybody in your group benefits from your bandage skill. Everybody in your group benefits from your wilderness skill. Randoms, every little thing in the game, everything that like Aragorn or Gandalf do in in the uh, in the books, like try to incorporate that. And so be a scenario to where people basically they say, I'm not going to just do a combo. I'm not going to do a min max like wacky overpowered character. I'm just going to I just want this guy to be a leader to facilitate grouping. So I don't know. That's my hot take.
I like it. I don't know, but 70 pracs might be a little bit much. You don't want like silent groups going around. But I see what you're saying. For sure.
There's a point where I mean you're only getting like 1% per prac, and at some point you're going to get less than 1%. Like just like when you're practicing endurance.
I mean, it would have to be like significantly rebuilt. I think, like totally, it would be a lot different. The curve would be steeper. Yeah, it would be a totally different. But basically, it would be around. It would be all about like really trying to develop basically like a new concept of playing, which was all about designing a character to group and to have epic adventures.
No, I like it. I like it as well. All right, Kazagrin, what you got for us? Got any hot takes as a newbie?
Dude, hot takes. I'm not sure actually.
If you don't have anything, it's fine. But
make targeting system default.
There you go. That's a great hot take. That's perfect.
That's a good one. Yeah,
and we could easily do that. So awesome. Yeah. I'm glad that's helping you out. My hot take I think would be to kind of go off of some of what we were talking about earlier. Specifically, I think Darkside should have a bunch more quests and like silly quests, not like important quests, like stuff where it's like, yeah, bring me the ears of an elf and I will, do this for you. I think that would add a whole bunch of ambiance. Plus, you could tie that in with the cookbook and you could like come up with like, you could do this on Puke side or good side. You could like make stuff and that feeds into the quest and give it a little bit of again, nothing like super game breaking, but like, I don't know, I think it'll be super fun to do on the dark side where, you're level 4 Snaga and this guy's like, yeah, bring me the wings of a bat so that I can put it on my something, stick it on there so it's a toy for young orcs or something messed up, or like, yeah, blood of something rather, and then you can have like a cool like cutscene or whatever. Because I've been playing a little bit of Zork recently, and it's so thematic, like you've got the cart and you got all this howling wind and smokes in the place and there's fog and it's just such a beautiful theme. And I feel like
it's very well done.
Orc towns should be like that, where just like there's just fucked up shit happening all over the place. I think that would be awesome. So
I like the cooking thing because on Troll you have that troll just west of the Rent Mob Grinder that has it's the Troll Cook that has the ginormous heavy cooking spoon and the apron.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have cooking lessons by the troll.
That would be hilarious.
That would be awesome.
I'm some squirrel dung. Just a squidge of wobbit.
You could go get you could get the Hobbit and mix it with like those pine nuts that load near East Priest or something.
It's like casserole for trolls. You mix in Hobbit meat plus whatever.
I think that's hilarious. And plus, there's lore behind that because Bill, Bert, and Tom were cooking the hobbits. They were making food. They weren't just eating them raw, or they were trying to do it anyway. Anyway, that would be my hot take. But that puts us pretty much at the end here. Thank you so much, Kazagrin, for coming on this episode. I know it's like kind of out of the comfort zone in terms of like just being on a new game and people asking you a whole bunch of questions about it. So thank you so much. That was super insightful though. And I really
thank you, man. Thank you so much for inviting me, man. I had a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Thank you. You're awesome. Thank you.
Oh man, come on.
There's another also well, there's a couple Brazilian players, I think, but there's one in particular, player Reto. He always has it in his. Who is it? That guy.
That's Italo. You have to hook him up. You have to introduce the two of them.
Yeah, that guy. He's super. He's a great guy to group with. Very helpful.
There's another Brasileiro, Italo. He's awesome.
Yeah,
yeah.
We'll try to link you guys up because he's an amazing guy. But yeah, again, thanks to the Mike and Nick for coming on and taking time out of your day for this. And I hope everyone had fun listening in. I know I took away a whole bunch of insights from this.
Yeah, amazing, awesome. Yeah. Thank you, Kazagrin. Thank you so much, dude. Awesome job. Thank you,
Mike. You got an outro for us by any chance?
This has been MUME Talk featuring Kazagrin.
Hell yeah!
All right, see you guys.
Peace out. Peace out.